I also focus on helping people use AI without surrendering their purpose. My 9 to 5 reality is I actually work in government. So I work in public service and I work in the IT department as a management project lead. So essentially like a product manager. So the big surprise came from building with a purpose in mind instead of building with, oh, this would be cool. I built with having the idea that if I had to manage, for example, my educational assets or my educational journey for, let's say, a client or for a classroom. And so the surprise for me came when I started to think through that and I thought, wait, I'm not the only one who's going to need something like this. I mean, right now everyone manages things with like a Google Drive or Evernote or, whatever note keeping and documents and just it's just this big scattering of systems to help manage being an educator or a speaker. I avoided how do I monetize this? How do I put this in front of someone and say this is worth something? And how do I come up with a price for that? So I thought, I'm just going to start out and build this thing out, not worry about pricing, not worry about what the revenue is going to be, and just worry about serving the way I would like to be served, essentially. And I partnered with my LLMs and saw and just decided, like, you're going to do the hard work. I'm just going to ask you the questions. Like I needed all of that to exist in one place. And so I started to think in those terms. And that's how Magister started to really take shape. Having the freedom to, you have an idea and now you can just execute this idea. Before November 2022, executing on an idea took money, took time, took other people, took so many other things that were just not feasible for a lot of entrepreneurs. And now there's a level playing field. You can do a lot even with just a free account. So there's a lot more power to an entrepreneur than there was pre-November 2022. Mhm.
That I found myself just being totally transparent by the end of the day with a pint of ice cream in my hand staring at a wall. Oh, overwhelmed by the fact that there were no barriers. So it was like, okay, hang on a second. Shit. That's
I'll tell you. And this is going to be a little different than a lot of what I've heard because, it's a little unconventional, but isolation. What is my purpose for jumping in as the headline's coming out? Is it really that important for me to jump in now? Or can I take some time to really find the purpose, find my north, look at what's really happening here, and how can I leverage my purpose against that model? I just want to be working in a way that serves me, not the hype, not the model, not, oh, I'm able to do it. And therefore I can say I'm an AI expert. So I started to fight that as soon as I started to realize, like, wait a minute, why am I doing all of this? Why am I trying Midjourney and all the image generators and all like I had to try them all and I took a step back and I was like, well, for what? What am I doing it for? Oh, this is fun. This is entertaining. Great. But what am I doing with it? Because if you really think about it, that the day ChatGPT became available to everyone, that day changed everyone. It's free. It's a free community. And it is a community of very generous people who are there to share ideas, congratulate each other, share the wins, share the curiosities, share everything. And in a way that's very warm and very community driven. And yes, I do have my moments where I take a step back and I go back and say, okay, how is this aligning with my purpose? So I still check with myself, go through them. And the ones that are not aligning with your purpose, the ones that are not aligning with what you're building or what you're thinking about or what you're dreaming about, just turn them off. And don't worry, you're not hurting their feelings. You will have more clarity, you'll have more peace as a result of just cleaning up your feeds and cleaning up your intake. Came from those questions. Came from questions where I was just like, all right, I feel like this needs to be managed better. This needs to be a better tool. How come I can't get this to work with this? And instead of asking these questions and how to get these tools to work together, I was like, well, why don't I just make my own where they all do work together?